So why does the toxic person always have to ruin the holidays? If you've lived with one, you know there's always something that happens on special occasions, especially holidays. And I'm going to tell you how you can salvage them at least a little bit. You do have some control over how you spend the holidays. You know, you get to decide how much time you're going to spend with this person. You get to decide if you're going to spend time with this person at all. And if you live in the same house, that makes it a little more difficult because this person is going to affect your holidays, but I'm going to tell you how you can have a little bit more control over it. So I used to dread the holidays. And I always thought it was because my mom had passed away, because, you know, your mom is such a big part of the holidays. She's there, at least in my case. I had a wonderful mom, and she made the holidays, you know, special and beautiful and all of that. So she passed away in 2009, and I just started dreading holidays. I thought it was because she was gone, or I thought it was because I was just so busy trying to keep the kids happy and make their holidays great that, you know, my own holidays would just rush by, and I just didn't enjoy it. So I couldn't really pinpoint why that was until a few years ago. If you're new here, I'm Lori. I am a former teacher. I have a master's in school counseling. I have a certification in transformational coaching, and now I help people that struggle with toxic relationships, whether it be narcissistic or some other kind of personality disorder. But if you're feeling stuck in these relationships and you aren't really sure how to get out, or you've already gotten out and you're trying to heal, this is the place for you. That's what we talk about every week. And I'm helping people rebuild their confidence, find their joy, find their peace after years of just struggling with living with this toxic personality that is making you so confused. You don't know which way is up and which way is down. You don't know who you are anymore. And I'm going to help you out of that. So today I'm going to share 5 ways that the toxic person ruins the holidays. Not really how they ruin it, but why. Why do they have to ruin it? And some ways that you can cope with it. So back to my story, I began to realize that I was walking on eggshells every holiday. And I would get that tension in my neck, that would start at the back of your head and go all the way down your neck to your shoulders. The next day, I would be miserable. The holidays would start out with the toxic person waking up grouchy because they had stayed up too late the night before. I had to, but I wasn't grouchy like that. He would be a little sharp with his words. The kids would be all excited, ready to open their presents, and there would just be tension in the air. And then the kids would go off to their dad's house, and we would go to my mother-in-law's house, and it was just like we were all eager to hurry up and get on with the day. We also had several homes to go to because lots of our family members live where we live in the same city. And so we have to visit everybody throughout the day. And so that made it, more stressful, and it made the tension rise between me and my toxic partner, the kids, everything. So it just was a crazy day. I would worry that he would say something that would upset somebody else, or that they would say something that made him come back with a sharp or critical comment, I would worry that he would sit in the corner and not really talk to anybody. So, I would worry that they would judge him and that they would judge me because they're judging him. And just basically all day I worried. I was tense. Like I said, I was stiff the next day. And for so long, I just thought this is just the way it is on holidays. That's just the way it's going to be. Maybe things will improve next year, or, it was just like another day that I would try to get through and hope for a better day the next day. And then about 2 years ago, I would say, I decided, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to make the holidays what I want them to be. And I'd had some falling out with some other family members during this time period. And I thought, what can I do to make it a day that I will enjoy? And the best part of my holidays is spending time with my children. So I decided that I would get all my kids together for Christmas Eve. 2 of them were in college. 1 of them was grown and working. And then I had one that was in high school. And so I thought, I'll cook dinner and we'll get together for a game night. And I asked them all, do you want to come Christmas Eve, or you could come the day before that, you could come the day after Christmas. I didn't care. I just wanted it to be a day that was light and fun, and we didn't have any stress of going to all these different homes and just, separating throughout the day. So they all happened to be free that Christmas Eve. And that was the best Christmas Eve I'd had in so long. We sat at the table and played card games. We laughed. We ate dinner. And this whole time, my toxic partner was sitting in a chair off away from the group. We would ask him, hey, do you want to play cards? No, he didn't want to. He didn't want to participate. So, he ended up going out in the garage for some of the time, and it doesn't matter. Whatever he wanted to do, that's fine. I was going to do what I wanted to do with my kids and make that holiday happy and special. And I learned that I did have some control over how I enjoyed the holidays myself. So, why does the toxic person ruin the holidays? Well, the main reason they ruin the holidays is, you have to think about this. They want all the attention on themselves, whether they're an overt narcissist, where they're grandiose and everything is this big production, or whether they're covert and they like to play the victim, the martyr, whatever it is, they want all the attention on themselves. They're looking for attention, control, and admiration. And during the holidays, you aren't giving that to them because you are focusing on the decorating, the baking, the cooking, the present buying, the wrapping, the planning, all of the things that go into holidays. And everybody else is busy too. They've got school activities and, company parties. You've got neighborhood things going on. So you're just not paying attention to the toxic person. So, by the way, if you're looking for more content about living with a toxic person, trying to break free, healing after you break free, or even if you just know that you have to stay at this time, then please like and subscribe to to this video because that's what I talk about here. And if you subscribe, then my videos will show up in your feed. Let me know in the comments, what's the worst part about celebrating holidays with a toxic person? And how do you usually deal with it? Have you come up with some strategies? Let's all share so that we can help each other. So here are some more ways that a toxic person will ruin the holidays. First of all, like I said, they want all the attention on them. But here's another one. Number one, they won't help you with anything. They won't help you bake. They won't help you decorate. They won't help you buy presents. If they do help with any of these things, it's very minimal. It's on their timeline. Like they may go to the store and buy something that you need for baking, but they may be late. You may be sitting around waiting to finish while they're out at the store. They'll make sure that it doesn't go smoothly. So they may say they're gonna help you. I'll pick up so-and-so at the airport, but then at the last minute, they can't help you all of a sudden because they've got something else going on. You have to do it yourself. You have to improvise, or some of the things you may just have to do without because you can't do it all by yourself. It's too much. So number two, they need to be the center of attention. We talked about that. They don't care if it's negative or positive. So even if they make a rude comment and everybody blows up and it starts a huge argument, they got what they wanted because they needed that reaction, that emotional reaction that makes them feel better. So while you're out focusing on getting everybody a gift and all that, that your attention is not on them, they start feeling insecure. They must find a way to bring the attention back to them. They may pick a fight about money, spending too much on gifts. They may pick a fight about how you're spending so much time with your parents when they've never been supportive to you before. Why are you spending so much time with them? I'm the one that always supports you. You know, they'll be late. They'll say something that they know upsets you or someone else. They'll complain about everything. Sometimes they'll get sick and then they need your attention because they're sick. Sometimes they'll get attention in another way by buying really extravagant gifts. You know, you might be thinking the kids don't need this giant trampoline that takes up our whole backyard, but the kids love it, and this toxic person loves being the one that made the kids so happy, while your gift over here didn't make them quite as happy. But it gets that attention back on them. Number three, they need to be the hero a lot of times. So, you know, this can happen when you have other toxic family members, because it's likely to happen. You have an ex that's toxic, or you have somebody in your family that's toxic, a sibling, a parent, whatever, and your toxic person that lives with you, your partner or whatever, feels like they are taking up for you. They're going to stand up and speak out for you because they are helping you. It makes them feel good that they can win out and be the hero over the other family members. And then, like, let's say that the toxic person is your sister, and you don't usually like to be around your sister, but over the holidays you put up with her because you want to see your mother. And the toxic person knows this whole dynamic. And so the sister says something that she shouldn't say, and it's rude, and so then your toxic partner stands up for you, and it just causes a big mess that Now you can't see your mother or your parents that you wanted to be around because your toxic partner decided that they're going to stand up for you on Christmas Day. And, you know, it just causes so much turmoil. And they like that because they say, look at me, I'm taking up for you, I'm being the hero. And if it were just you, you would be able to play nice for a day, keep everything peaceful, but it doesn't work out that way. And guess who ends up being totally stressed out by this whole situation? You. Yes, you. And then number 4, they need to buy the best, most loved gift. That kind of goes along with the extravagant thing, but I think, you know, with the being the most extravagant, that could be with Christmas decorations or things like that. This one is in particular gift buying. So they're gonna ask you, you know, isn't that gift amazing? Don't you love it? I spent blank hours looking for this and it cost blank amount of money. So they're gonna throw out numbers and make it look like they were such a hero because they tried so hard to get you this amazing thing. And sometimes it might be something that you didn't even want. Or you could have done with the one that was not so expensive. I'll give an example. Like, let's say they buy you the Dyson Airwrap. Those things are like $600. Well, yeah, that's amazing, but you would have been okay with the one that cost $100 instead of $600. And you know it's gonna bust your budget, but they don't care. They want it to be the best, most loved, and they want you to make a big deal about it. And then on the opposite side, they may not get you a gift that costs anything. Like they may not have even tried at all. So, and then also they expect you to give them a gift that you put a lot of effort into, but it's not reciprocated sometimes. So it's extremes. They're either gonna be buying the most expensive, outrageous, wonderful gift, or they don't put in any effort at all and it's a crap gift and you feel angry that they didn't put any time or thought whatsoever into your gift. So it's those extremes. Okay. And then number 5, they have no tolerance for differing opinions. So that's the person like you're sitting at the dinner table and somebody brings up politics. Oh, you don't want to be at the table anymore because this is just going to go off the rails. Or whatever is controversial in the news, they're going to either bring it up or somebody else will bring it up and they will just fight to the death because it feels like dying to them. If they don't, they think in black and white. And if they're not winning, then they're losing. So they're going to fight until they feel like they won the argument. And, you know, you just know that during this whole day, any controversial topic or any criticism or any disagreement is just going to ruin the whole celebration, especially for you. They don't care as much because they like that arguing, but it's going to make you stressed. So what can you do about all this? Well, pick your battles because you know it's going to happen. It's happened for the last 5 years or however many. You know it's going to happen again. And all you can do is hope to minimize it. But if you make a plan then you can, I guess, feel a little bit better. You can adjust your expectations. So if you know they didn't help you with decorations last year or the year before or the year before that, you know they're not going to help you with decorations again. So don't even expect it. Enlist other family members, pay someone to help you, or plan to do it all yourself. How can you make it enjoyable? Play music that you love. Diffuse some Christmassy smelling oils that can scent your whole home and make it fun for you. You don't have to put up every single decoration. Do what you can. Do the ones you love. And then if you know that they always buy extravagant gifts or nothing at all, don't expect that to change. Talk about a budget. They may not follow that budget, but you can talk about it and put it out there. If you know they're not going to buy you anything that you like at all, buy your own gift. Buy it for yourself. Make yourself happy. Plan activities that you love. If, like I did with my Christmas Eve dinner, if you like spending time playing games, plan a game night. If you like to go do Christmas carols, sign up to go do Christmas carols with your neighborhood or your church or whatever. Don't put off your happiness for this person. If it's typical for them to throw a tantrum or give the silent treatment, they're still going to do that. You have to find joy where you can. And the worst thing you could possibly do is just shut down and dissociate from the whole holiday joy. And of course, you may have to do that for your own physical safety. I don't know your situation. If you're in a dangerous situation, then do that for now, but plan some days afterwards where you can do some things that you love. Don't get pulled into their drama. That's the other worst possible thing you can do, is when they start arguing with somebody over politics. Don't join in. Don't take the other person's side. Don't interject yourself. Just leave the room, go for a walk, go to the restroom, whatever you need to do to get yourself out of that situation. And, drive a separate car if you need to. But if you can find joy in the little things, like, the babies that are dressed in the cute little dress clothes, or the beautiful lights glowing outside, enjoy the music, the food, enjoy the loving, supportive people in your life. And don't forget to spend time on self-care. So if you can start out your day with a little bit of self-care, a meditation, a walk outdoors, listening to music, watching birds, read daily motivational books, listen to an uplifting podcast, do a calming yoga practice, journal any difficult feelings you might be having. I sometimes put them in my phone if I don't really have a place to, let's say you're at a relative's and you don't have your journal, put it in your phone. Journal any difficult feelings that pop up. Journal any incidents that happen that are stressful to you. Keep it out of the toxic person's hands, because that's not something you want them to see. And, if things get out of hand, use your exit strategy. You should plan that ahead of time as well. You can go for a drive. You can feign exhaustion and go to bed. You can go do an activity with the kids, read them a story, do a craft, do whatever you can to get out of the messiness of the situation. And use past holidays for any potential disasters that may occur and plan accordingly. This holiday doesn't have to be so unbearable. You can plan ahead and make it the best day or days possible for you. And you can still salvage some of these celebrations, even if you have to be around a toxic person. So that's all I have for you this week. Thanks so much for joining. If you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, Rebooting Health for Empaths, you can join that. It's free. And I'll put some of my links below. I have a link for a 55 characteristics of a narcissist. It's kind of like a quiz, but you can print it out and you can keep those different characteristics around, keep them somewhere. You can download them to your phone or whatever, and then go back and look at them. So every time you have an argument or some kind of stressful thing going on, you can look over those characteristics and go, oh, that's what they were doing, exactly that. And just educating yourself helps so much when you're having to deal with this person. You can learn to observe their behavior and not get so emotionally wrapped up in it and not join into the craziness. You can look at them when you're in an argument with them and go, oh, they are doing that thing where they deny any responsibility. They turn it around and they're blaming me. Oh, I see what they're doing right now. And they're playing the victim. That once you start to observe their behaviors, you start to heal because you realize it's not you. They are following a typical pattern of behavior that these toxic personalities follow. And you have probably thought you were crazy all this time, but you're not. You're just living with somebody that's manipulative and intimidating and just toxic. So start to learn those behaviors, start to observe. So grab that and I will see you next week.